Agra is one of the oldest cities in India. Some historians associate its beginnings with the time when the Aryans had settled themselves at the same site where Agra is present today. This is around 1500 BC approximately, whilst other historians associate its beginnings with Agravana of the Mahabharata period. Agra has always been a city with active Mughal presence since the time Babur ascended the throne in the 1500s AD. Babur had a very short rule from 1526 to 1530 AD when he died at the age of 47. The circumstances around his death are unclear. Similarly, Humayun, his son and successor, also had a short rule in India. He died by falling down the stairs at his library in Delhi, also aged 47. He is buried at the Humayun's tomb in Delhi. This was commissioned by his wife Hamida Banu Begum, who was the mother of Akbar, the third Mughal emperor. Akbar is often referred to as Akbar the Great. He ascended the throne at the tender age of 13, and he is widely considered the greatest Mughal emperor. He had decided to make Agra his capital. In fact, he built the Red Fort in Agra, also known as Agra Fort. It was during his rule when he married an heiress from the Rajput family ruling in Jaipur at the time, thus forming an alliance. We refer to this lady as Jodha Bai. However, in autobiographies there are discrepancies with her name. It is believed that her name is Rajkumari Hira Kuvari, but there has been no explicit mention as to whether this lady is Jodha Bai or not. She was also known as Akbar's first and last love. Hira Kuvari, or whom we more popularly know as Jodha Bai, was born a Rajput princess, and she was the oldest daughter of Raja Bharmal of Amir. Amir is present-day Jaipur. The fort in Jaipur where her and her family resided is called Amir Palace. Her marriage to the Mughal Emperor Akbar led him to take a more favorable view of the Hindu religion and his Hindu subjects. She remained a Hindu despite her marriage to a Muslim ruler. Akbar in fact encouraged her to follow her religion and even built a temple at the fort for her. He often participated in the religious ceremonies himself. Last but not the least, she was also the mother of Jahangir, the fourth Mughal emperor. Akbar often longed for a son. As a ruler, he needed a son to continue his legacy and rule and grow his empire. In fact, he was so worried that he consulted a Sufi saint, Sheikh Salim Chishti, who promised him 3 sons. This holy man used to live in a place called Sikri, a very short distance from Agra. When word arrived that his wife, Jodha, was pregnant with his child, he sent her to live close to the holy man. The couple was blessed with a boy. He was named Nur Uddin Muhammad Salim, or whom we today know as Jahangir, the fourth Mughal emperor. Jodha was honored with the title Mariam Uz-Zamani Begum when she gave birth to the heir to the throne. The title translates to Mary of Age. To celebrate the success of the birth of his son, Akbar named the city of Sikri Fatehpur Sikri and declared it capital. Fatehpur translates to victory and it served as the capital until 1585. Akbar ruled for a glorious 50 years and died during the night of 25th to 26th October 1605 and is now buried in the famous tomb at Sikandara. On 3rd November 1605, Salim ascended the throne at Agra Fort. He ruled from 1605 until his death in 1627. Salim was given the imperial title of Jahangir. In 1611, he met, wooed, and married Mehrunisa, who was a young widow of a Mughal officer. She became his favorite queen and assumed the title of Nur Jahan, which translates to Light of the World. Unlike his father, Jahangir only ruled for 23 years. There is no explicit reason for this. However, he lacked the political enterprise that Akbar had. He had become a heavy wine drinker and opium eater over the years, and because of this, he depended on Nur Jahan and had himself become a nominal king. In 1628, when en route from Kashmir to Lahore, he died. After Jahangir's death, his son, Prince Khurram, ascended the throne. His rule began on the 19th of January 1628. Prince Khurram was the son of Jahangir and his Rajput wife Taj Bibi Bilkis Makani. He is more popularly known as Shah Jahan. As a ruler, he was quite like his grandfather Akbar. Just like him, he was eager to expand his vast empire. He had founded Shahjahanabad in 1639, which served as the Mughal capital until the end of the Mughal Dynasty. He built another red fort here. This fort served as the residence for the Mughal emperors from here on. The Red Fort in Delhi is very similar to Agra Fort. But this is not the reason as to why Shah Jahan is popularly known all over the world. He is known for the love he had for his wife, for whom he built the Taj Mahal. In 1608, he was engaged to Arjumand Banu Begum, or whom we more popularly know as Mumtaz Mahal. At the time, they were only 15 and 14, respectively. However, it was not until he was 20 when their marriage took place. By this time, he was already married 2 times and had also become a father. But there had always been genuine love between the two. She bore 14 children for him, out of which 7 survived into adulthood. This is the palace of Shah Jahan and Mumtaz Mahal at the Agra Fort. His beloved wife, Mumtaz, died giving birth to their 14th child. He could not handle her loss. To honor her, he built the Taj Mahal, where he would lay her to rest. The construction of this magnificent structure began in 1632 and took 20 years to complete. It is at a very close distance from the fort and it can be seen from here. From here, through every window, one can see the Taj. At this point, his son, Abul Muzaffar Muhyiddin Muhammad Aurangzeb, or whom we popularly know as Aurangzeb, imprisoned his father and took over the throne. Whilst this fact is true, the less discussed fact is how it happened. Shah Jahan fell ill in 1657 and it was widely reported that he had died. With this news, the struggle for succession began. Shah Jahan's sons Dara Shikoh, Shah Shuja, and Murad Baksh all got involved in wanting the throne. Aurangzeb had formed an alliance with his younger brother Murad Baksh and together they marched towards Agra. Subsequently, a number of battles followed which resulted in Dara Shikoh fleeing to Delhi and then forming an alliance with Shah Shuja. This alliance was broken when Aurangzeb offered Shah Shuja governorship of Bengal. Finally, in a sudden reversal, Aurangzeb broke his alliance that he had formed with his younger brother and arrested him. This series of battles and its consequences led to a lot of armies and supporters defecting to Aurangzeb. In this process, and because of his ill health, Shah Jahan was confined at Agra and put on house arrest. Shah Jahan spent the last 8 years of his life in house arrest. Also, from his prison, Shah Jahan was able to see the Taj Mahal. Today, Shah Jahan rests next to his beloved wife Mumtaz. As per the Islamic tradition, a son buries his father, but however, having cut ties during the War of Succession and also because he wasn't present in Agra, Aurangzeb did not bury him. It was Shah Jahan's daughter, Jahanara Begum, who buried him next to her mother, Mumtaz Mahal. Aurangzeb's reign began from 31st July 1658 following the War of Succession. He had his coronation on 13th June 1659 at the Red Fort in Delhi. His rule spanned 51 years ending in 1706. He was a staunch believer in the Islam religion and wanted to spread it by force. His reign is marked as the downfall of the Mughal Empire in India by historians today. This is because his successors were incapable of maintaining the long and vast empire that his predecessors had built. Following Aurangzeb's reign, the Mughal Empire lasted another century until 1857. However, none of the subsequent emperors were able to carry forward the strong and rich legacy set by their ancestors. It had become a game of chess where emperors and high-ranking officers of the court broke and betrayed their alliance in the blink of an eye. There were some emperors who ruled for mere months, while some for a significant number of years, nonetheless failing to successfully rule the vast empire. The very last emperor was Bahadur Shah Zafar II, who ruled for 20 years from 1837 to 1857. His empire did not exceed the Red Fort. This is because by this time the British had gained power and their presence in India was actively growing. Following the 1857 rebellion, the British marched towards Humayun's tomb, where Bahadur Shah Zafar II was seeking refuge. They surrounded him, ultimately forcing him to surrender. As a result of the trial, he was forced to go into exile. The exile of Bahadur Shah Zafar II marked the end of the Mughal Empire that had spanned over 3 centuries. This era in Indian history is often the most treasured. An era that began with Babur, with an empire that was only as big as Agra, that vastly grew during Akbar's reign, spanning almost all over India, to ending with an empire that was only as big as the Red Fort in Delhi. It was an era filled with bloodshed and war, but at the same time it was also filled with love and prosperity. An era that sometimes people wonder, what if it never ended, where Mughal emperors ruled to this day?